Hello dear traveler, this is a bit more spring setup. I hope you can hear me through the river sound and birds. It's really beautiful today. I am somewhere where I didn't know I'm gonna be. I first struggled with a plan for today, then I thought okay I want to do this and this, and then I realized okay, if I want some other prospects in my life I have to stay here. So here I am, and at the end, I accepted it, and it was very nice afternoon. Once I have accepted it. Before that it was a hell. Hell in the mind. These mind games. So I wanna carry on a little bit talking about these emotional wounds. As I'm talking about it and thinking about it, like things clicking and coming together, and I'm realizing I'm very interesting cocktail of wounds. And each wound, as I said in two videos back, we create, because we can't heal them at the moment. We are in some situation which we can't resolve as a children. So, we encapsulate them, we create some protective mechanism, we create some structure around so we can carry on living. And these are the coping mechanisms. It's like you hide it for later to be processed, and that's where basically I am now. So I'm processing these wounds. But when they were created, I was in an environment and I couldn't process them, so I created coping mechanisms, and I've created very interesting mixture from the people I was surrounded with. I know one thing, that my brain, again I'll say, I so often talk about we, and I'm trying to not use you, I'm trying to say us and we, but often I just mean I. So however you perceive it, up to you. I'm not trying to tell you what to do with your life or how to deal with it. I'm just trying to give you a point of view of one person, and maybe there's something you can relate with. So back to the topic. All of these coping mechanisms I created, many of them were just observed. The brain just trying to find the most efficient way how to resolve the problems, how to work, how to live. It's a very efficient machine, but sometimes with the things which it comes up with don't have to be the best ones in the long term. It's creating solutions for the current moment. But then we take it a little bit further, and as we keep repeating it, it becomes pattern, and pattern is it's deeply learned, so it kind of is efficient, but it can slowly be killing us inside, which the brain don't, that's what I think, it don't see the full picture. That's why we have the awareness. The logical mind can be very logical, and sometimes it can tell us, use the stick to support you when you have a broken leg, and then if you you can keep using it forever. This is like a metaphor, that we create, again back to these coping mechanisms, we create things, to survive, and then we somehow forget that it's time to drop it and go back to our way of being, using this body fully, using our capabilities, using our authenticity for the way to be. We don't need these coping mechanisms anymore, because we are adults, we are fully developed, we are in a different environment. We don't need to be protecting ourselves from these people, and we can stop listening and remove ourselves from the things which were hurting us. But I can tell you from my experience, this took me bloody hell long time to realize. I was in an environment which was creating like a structure for me to hold on for a very long time, and in some extent it did work. I got to my adulthood, I became quite successful, I traveled the world, I am doing a lot of things, but through that process, that this is the logical part. I used these for a long time, but in the process I was killing my authentic self inside. And as I'm now first finding the wounds and then realizing how did I protect them, how did I sustain them, and the things I'm finding are, if I can detach from it, it is incredible. Like, it's like, wow, like this is very, very clever. But the thing that I see, and I am the person who was using it, so I felt all the pain, and now I can see it, and I feel it again as I'm realizing it. I'm like, what the hell, And the most painful thing is when I catch myself these days that even I've recognized it, I am still using it, and I can't stop it. They are so deep that I can't just turn them off. They became patterns which are so like easy to use. Why would I bother to use something else? So it requires a lot of energy and a lot of like conscious thinking to change these. And every time I don't, I am basically, parts of me are hurt, because again, I am not being authentic. I am not being myself. So this is very, very intricate time of my life I am at. It's super interesting on one side, on the other side it's very painful and very hard. And again, if any of you are in something similar, deep compassion to you, and always very happy to talk about these things if you need a listening ear. Again, 7 minutes. I'll leave you with a beautiful view of myself and the river and the mountains, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks you for listening. Bye.